If we get to the meeting,
Right.
They don't want a lot of money.
My president.
Well, now, that's, because now you can get it on, you can get it online and get you.
Y'all ready?
Well.
Good evening. I'd like to call the November the 3rd work session to order. At this time, we have a special call meeting to address some issues. Can I have a motion to call a special call meeting to order first?
So moved.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Can I have a motion? Hold on one second. I don't have it written in front of me. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda as written?
So moved.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or concerns? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? First on the agenda, we have approval of donation. Can I have a motion?
I move that we approve of the donation.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or concerns? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? At this time, I need a motion for a closed determination on whether or not to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? At this time, ladies and gentlemen, can we out of executive session, we had one school issue. At this time, we're gonna go into our regular work session. Do I have a motion?
Most that we go into our regular work session.
Well, in order for us to have, Ms. Nita minutes correct.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? First up, we have technology update by Mr. Biggs.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Biggs.
There was one small typo in the report I attached. TAC should have said Tiger Athletic Complex. For some reason, when I did it, it corrected it to Technology and Career Center, so I do apologize about that. Mr. Vick asked me to talk very briefly about a few issues that have come up since school started. So I'm gonna go in order of the biggest to the smallest. The first issue, which is probably the largest, is our wireless for the district, specifically in 4.5 schools, is completely down. It's just not functioning. The technology that was used, the hardware is obsolete. It's too old. So we had a power failure here at central office. It caused that device to fail, which caused our wireless to be where it is right now. So that's the short version. Ask questions if y'all have more for it. The second issue is during one of those power outages, our battery backup system for our servers, we realized those batteries are again obsolete, they're too old, and they're no longer functioning. So that's something that we have to replace, or the next power storm, they're just gonna go back down again. The last big issue is a replacement of the ISC network switches. Again, they're too old, they're obsolete, they're outdated, we need to replace them. So that's the short version for the three biggest issues. The ISC issue with the switches, the cyber grant that we were awarded will help take care of part of it. The network wireless situation and the battery backup, that's outside my current budget. That's gonna be a decision the school board and the superintendent will have to look at how to fund and replace. So is there any questions y'all wanna ask me?
Mr. Big, can you discuss our emergency plan though, how we're gonna get them back up and going temporarily?
Yes, sir, I will. We reached out, we actually had a friend, Madison County School District actually gave me 8 access points. We purchased 5 more. We're using those to temporarily put in places for testing so that school can continue to run. Now, it's not full coverage, it's very isolated where they're able to use those. We're going to purchase 26 access points that are a little bit larger. They're meant for businesses, not for home. That will cover probably a wing per school that's affected, which will again be used for testing purposes and where teachers can rotate those sections to do other activities. Those are Band-Aids. They're not a fix. The fix would be an RFP and replace what's broken. But we are not letting it sit. Mr. Vick has made sure every day he calls me. I've been in those schools. We're doing everything we can to get at least temporary access for teachers for both state testing purposes, for benchmark test purposes, and just to make sure that they're actually still running. Are there any questions, Mr. Vick, you want me to elaborate on?
I think you hit everything.
I want to make it
The
short.
board has some questions.
Yes, what I said, I tricked this man.
My question, first off, when we talk about the system that we currently have being old and outdated, how old is what we have? And what have we been doing, Mr. Vick, since much of what we do is computer-based and what have you? What have we been doing since we've been down?
Well, Ms. Martin, the current technology that we were using are so old, they can't even be serviced to a server anymore. We talking about what, 10+ years now?
So we actually, Mr. Vick and I met, we actually had a technician from outside of Macomb come because it wasn't, we just didn't want Mr. Vick's answer or Mr. Woodall's answer. We wanted somebody else to look at it. So a service technician did come and look at our wireless issues. They were ruled that they're 10 years old for us, but we bought them close to end of life, so their manufacture date, they're closer to 15+ years old. So they can't even replace them at all. There's nothing to work with, they're just too old. They're obsolete. That's the issue with our wireless. So the other issues, they just aged out. Most of the situation, what we're talking about here, they're 8 to 10 years old. They're just old hardware.
So in reality, they should have been replaced a long
Yes.
time ago.
And, yes, sir.
And that's why I have a problem. Because I've been asking this one, first sitting in this chair, when I came on board, I knew that that was a problem. And that's why I've been pushing so that we could begin to strategize our funding so that we could have some of those things, especially, particularly those switches and things, you know, updated in phases. That's what I was told that we were going to be.
The school switches did get replaced. So part of one of the contracts y'all looked at last year, Endeavor actually won that contract. The school routers and switches were actually replaced. About 2/3 of the district had the cabling, the back end, the network cabling, they've been replaced. The issue isn't just the schools, some of the hardware that runs it is here at central office, and that can't be replaced with federal funds or other because they're not at a school where children are actually at. So that's some of the issues that have come up now. The cyber grant will take care of some of the switch issues here at central office, but it will not replace the wireless issues. It will not replace the battery issues. That's something that I found out within the last 30 days.
Well, what do we replace, what do we, how do we navigate our E-rate monies?
Okay, so E-rate up to this year is currently spent. FY26, which is gonna be new for instance, as of this school year coming into January, has not yet been spent. Some of it can go, depending on Mr. Vick's initiative, where he wants to place that money. We are using what's left over from fiscal year 24. Ms. Sue Jarvis left, and that was a cabling grant that she did. Endeavor also won that one. So they won the RFP for it. We're gonna use that FY24 that's already spent is gonna replace the backing cabling for Higgins. That's where that money's gonna go. That was pre-me coming, that was well before my time here, but I'm using what was tied and left over. We haven't made any decision for fiscal year 26 for E-rate. That's gonna be in Mr. Vick's hands and y'all's decision to kind of move forward with what he wants to replace next with it. But we don't have, that's not accessible yet. It won't be accessible after January.
Right, the E-rate for this year had already been,
Everything up to fiscal year 25 is gone.
so I guess what I'm saying is we can't wait till E-rate for 26 to fix the problem here.
Because even if we started, get all the process done January, February, March, the E-rate for 26 won't be put in until August, September, October, November of next year. And the district needs it long before that's gonna come into play. Yes, ma'am.
The question again, what have we been doing since we've had this situation? What have we been doing in order to make it work in
Okay.
terms of,
Well, let's be accurate now, Summit and Ogden is up.
They're up and running.
They're up and running, okay? The issue is that Dillon, Higgins, and most of the high schools except for the science lab.
Yes. So, 2 schools are still up, but example for Ogden, what's running in on the wireless is actually, it's older than what went down. It's actually a couple years older than what broke. So Ogden is in the sense that when it goes down, there will be no recovering it either. It's to the point right now where it is running at the moment, but there's no way for us to fix it if it breaks. That's why when I looked at an RFP, we don't need just for the schools that are working, everything in our district when it comes to wireless is aged. But we've been reaching out, that's why I went and had a donation for APs for Madison in the school district, they gave us some. That's why we ordered some residential APs, especially for those state tested classes. I get 5 more either Wednesday or Thursday of this week. We've talked to principals about organizing where they can go to different parts of their building, like the Science Week is running for the high school. The 26 APs that we are going to purchase on funding Ms. Hall is going to help me with, that will cover probably 1/3 of each of the schools that are affected, which means that teachers can rotate to where they'll have wireless access and still be able to do the things they're supposed to for school.
And Ms. Moore, that answers your question, what we're doing now. Well, we are purchasing assets point to keep the school
Yes.
running as best we possibly can until we can get that permanent fix.
Yes.
Okay.
We're Band-Aiding right now, but a Band-Aid is still not going to fix the issue, which means a permanent replacement. Well, we are getting things to make sure our schools don't stall. That's been one of my biggest nightmares for the last couple of weeks is we have to make sure our teachers are still teaching and our students are still learning. And I've had conversations, Mr. Vick knows, with principals about old school teaching. How can we do the same thing we're doing with technology in the classrooms like we did, a couple of years ago? So, yes, ma'am.
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible that we can hall wire some of the computers inside the classroom?
All right, so part of the
Where
cyber,
the teachers can do the,
yes, ma'am, part of the cyber grant is actually to fix some of that problem. So Mr. Burkett and Ms. Johns actually went to the schools that had labs. The lab computers are just like everything else, they're 10+ years old. Mr. Burkett converted those to Chromeboxes. So he took a Windows computer and made it into a Chromebook. The problem is those labs aren't supported for testing. Those Chromeboxes are not supported for state testing, so they can't use it for that. Yes, they can use it for in-class instruction. Yes, they can use it for some of the day-to-day stuff, but we can't use it for the state test.
Okay.
So he has already done that at Higgins, at Otkin, he did it at the high school. Denman has the ICT, or the Cyber Foundation Labs. So I've had my people going in to do that already, that's already been done. Yes.
I have one last question.
Yes, sir.
That is, I think, I don't know if you remember or not, I asked that, and you said that you were going to investigate into it and getting some quotes on the replacement of the outdated equipment, the servers and whatever.
The servers are okay. We're running our servers through something called VMware, so all of our server systems are actually running virtually. They're actually in software and they run a little differently than the hardware does. That system is fine. The switches that hold that system up or not, that'll be covered in the cyber grant. The wireless, did not realize that was an issue until it broke. So there's some things that I didn't know how to plan for because I didn't know there was an issue for them. I did look at the local stuff. The batteries would not have known they didn't work, except when the power went out, the generator didn't send power to my building. And because it didn't, it told me the batteries didn't function, so we had an electrician come out. Mr. Brown took care of it. An electrician made sure our generator's now functioning properly. But in doing so, he was able to test those batteries and they're holding zero charge. So there were certain things that I would not have known until it happened. And there was no way other than the age, looking at the age of the equipment for me to tell over the lines. But I haven't actually doing that, Mr. Burks, Dr. Burks.
For me, I have had a few parents and or grandparents, stakeholders concerned about this issue of computers and not being able to use computers at schools. How, Mr. Vick, are we gonna let our stakeholders know about this particular issue?
Well, we're gonna communicate to them, similar to the way we explained it to you guys, but we're gonna use all the media form that we have, Mr. Martin, okay?
Yes, sir.
To kind of explain to them where we at and what we're doing to get us back and going, and that I will go to get every school back up as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have any questions y'all want to ask?
But first, I just thought it was important that we do a full review with you guys.
Any more questions? Thank you, Mr. Biggs.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we'll have on the agenda Macomb School District Vision and Mission Statements, 30 seconds of silence, adoption of the agenda, curriculum data update, review of the minutes. Any questions or concerns? Review and approval of financial statements. Any questions or concerns?
Yeah.
Dr. Burke?
On our cash flow report, we indicate that we have in our spending, balance as of September, Mr. Vick, for $11,000. Is that money available, or is that money, is that the funds that you're seeing that has already been expended for to help get some of this technology?
Ms. Oliver, you explain that, please?
Yes, I'm zooming in.
Because I know you just stated that 24 was already expended.
So on that, that's like, that's reimbursement we receive from E-rate.
Right.
Yes, sir.
But that's what I'm asking, can those funds be used to Mr. Vick?
Oh, if we, you know, I just get with you all, paying Mr. Vick, and we can reallocate them, yes, sir. If those you're asking, yes, sir.
Well, the
That's
question,
E-rate fund?
Yeah, the question is, are these funds already expended or is they all available?
That's what, yes, and that's money we received from E-rate.
Right.
On this, report.
Right, so there's something that he can start, you know, the superintendent deems necessary,
Yes, sir.
okay? The other thing I have personally is, on the, budget status report, page 4. The collected revenue on the, Fund 2598,
Yes, sir.
in the sense that our actual balance is 7556. It's in the S of 3.
Now, that's something we see, that's another reimbursement that we'll see. That's something we spent out. Cause we paid, Thrash again,
Mhm.
for them, we'll get reimbursed for that, $756,000.
So, is it the actual, we have the actual fund balance in that 2598? Is that as of September? That's a, you're
Yes, sir.
saying as of September, that's the actual fund balance?
Yes, sir. Which is what we're owed for reimbursement. That's what since it's negative, that's what we're owed.
Okay,
So we have to get reimbursed for that, kinda like we did the $5 million.
all right.
Yes, sir.
And we paid all of the outstanding
Yes, for
for
the right,
correction.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
trash, but we still have some.
So for you and Kessler and Orchis, but Thrash we're called up so they can get started back. Yes, sir.
Okay, because my concern is, and I'm watching it very closely,
Yes, sir.
to make sure that we are able to accommodate what we owe everybody.
Yes, sir. So yes, sir, so we were paid up Thrash.
That was one of the requirements when they start construction. man.
So the owner, we were kind of paying a little bit at a time, which they were in agreement with you and Kessler and, Jeff Crabtree, there's one more. In 3A, those are 2 architects.
Okay,
So yes, sir.
my last concern is, I think that we are, and correct me if I'm wrong, we were told that on November's, reports, we would have the, loan information. Is that when we were supposed to get loans listed on the financials?
You elaborate on the loan information, Dr. Murphy?
Yeah, the loans that we're paying back.
I can get there. You all just want to know.
Well, it should be a report where we,
It is is that what's on the first page of the financial statement? It's in the bottom of the, right here.
which report?
Come on,
Right
cash
here.
flow?
The loans repaid,
Which one is it?
the November, it said 2025, I don't know,
Which report is it? Is it budget
first
status?
let me see, cash flow.
Cash flow?
So with the loans, so you all want a list of all the loans that we have outstanding?
What I keep asking for is a reconciliation of what loans that we have. What's outstanding. And I was told that we were gonna have that on November 4th.
So it's not almost gonna be a report in there, but that's something I can
Right.
type up and, so yes, sir.
Because and my reasoning for this is I keep saying, and as Ms. Morgan said, that it is, one thing for us to sit here and discuss it, but until you see it, and you can actually frame of mind to know how to see what's happening and to monitor.
Yes, sir. And I apologize, that was my misunderstanding, so we'll get that to you all.
Can we go ahead and send that out to all the board members, Tom?
This is, I'm gonna type it up, I'm gonna go for each loan and type it up, so it'll be, clear.
Yeah, because one is just a line of credit, right? The last thing we have is just a line of
Yes,
credit.
sir, so there's nothing with that right now.
Right, there's nothing with that.
But the rest of them, yes, sir,
Right.
I get that.
That is correct, Dr. Burks. And we have not touched the line of credit.
We don't want any more surprises,
Yes,
is what I'm
sir.
trying to tell y'all.
Right, because we have 3 open
Understand.
and one goes all the way back. and
Right.
No one apparently knew about it.
So, yes. So I'll make sure I get out there.
Any more questions about the financial statements? Next, we have review and approval of the claims docket. Any questions or concerns? Well, I have a concern, Mr. Vick. We can say this, we can sit here, these outstanding bills that's more than 30 to 45 days are just unacceptable. We got to some kind of way, streamline how we paying our invoices. We have some on here going all the way back to August and further back than that. That is unacceptable to pay a bill that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. I mean, there's no explanation for that, Mr. Vick. Just no explanation for it. And we keep having the same conversation. And we can't keep having that same conversation. So either we doing something wrong as a district that we can't comprehend that bills have to be paid between 30 and 45 days is unacceptable.
This all discussed with, your solution, you talked about it in the office.
Yes, sir, so we have the process in place where we're, pulling, open POs. So that way, we're contacting like the administrators to ask them, have they received all the items? If not, if they have, can they go ahead and submit the, invoices? Cause we won't know if they received everything until we're doing that. Now, some of them, I'm just gonna be honest, so it may be some more, so we're trying to get those. I've been working with the administrators, trying to make sure we get all the ones that are already outstanding, so then, once we get all that caught up, we should be, the process, we shouldn't have these, type, and if it is, it'd be very minimal. So, but I'm working with the administrators trying to get those, the ones that I know. So, and we got the email cleared up for one of them, because they were sending them to a former employee. Well, now they know, so we've all cleared all that up, so we should be on track with that one. So, but the process, we're trying to just make sure we pull open POs and we start requesting that they send us invoices. So yes, ma'am.
Well, Mr. Vick, whatever we need to do, we need to pay these people 30, 45 days. I appreciate you taking the initiative, Ms. Hall, but at this particular juncture, I've been on 3 years, we still talking about it. There's no more talking about it. We need to have no later than 45-day bills on the claims docket. That's just unacceptable.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else?
Well, I have 2 solutions, but I don't want to get into it, because we get into that.
We don't do solutions.
I mean, we get into day to day, but I know how to clear it up, but it's something that has to be done.
Absolutely.
Because it makes us look bad as a district, and people would say that the district
Not paying their bills.
is paying their bills, and the school board don't know their head from a hole in the right. But they can't get their bills paid.
I'm
Of
finished.
course.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Dr. Burke.
Docket, first of all, what has been the problem with the elevator?
I'm not sure, I know One location, I don't think he was working at all. So they had to come in, we have, students that have to access the, elevator. So I think they were just down, so we got someone in to come in, get them back up and running.
Because I thought we had paid a significant amount for them to fix it before, and the reason why I'm asking the question, and I do know we have some students who are disabled, needs to have that functioning, and it seems as though that, we keep, I just don't wanna keep having the service done for the same thing over and over, and if that's the case, then we need to maybe look at another route and keep it operating correctly.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The other question that I have is claim number, 846737 on page 1 of 16. What school is this desk for?
I want to say.
$2,000 desk. Okay. The, next one is on page 3 of 16. Which schools, are these iPads intended for? Or how are they being stored, or how are they being distributed?
The iPads were purchased with fiscal year 25 federal funds. They were to use up some of the balance we had left over. They're currently stored at the central office here till they get tagged. They were bought for Kennedy, Summit, and Otkin. Those are the three schools. They'll each get 50 iPads apiece. It will replace some of the iPads there that are now almost 10 years old. So it's replacing old equipment.
The reason I'm asking the question is because I was trying to equate it to this, depletion list that we have. Is that to accommodate that need?
I don't know what the schools have requested to delete. Yes, sir.
No, not really, Dr. Britt. The iPad and stuff we have now, and we've been proactive, because we don't want to get in the same point with the access point. They're at the end of their life. So, I mean, they're still in the building now, but they, another year or so, the student won't be able to use those to test with or to work in the classroom every day. So, with the federal dollars that we have before September 30, we have to obligate a certain amount. And we looked at what we was from with a device standpoint in the district. We're getting to the point where we're no longer one-to-one. So we had to make this investment now in order to be ready for the next 3 or 4 years.
Okay, but so to answer my question, it's intended for multiple schools?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because it's not listed over here.
Yes, sir, for multiple schools, yes, sir.
All right, the other one is what in particular is this, on page 4 of 16, it's for the 34,000. I'm not sure of the company. The description of.
I'm pretty sure I can answer that question.
I'm confused.
The Chromebooks that are going to be used to replace the high school, Denman and Higgins, they have to have an operating system on it. That $34,000 covers the operating system for each one of those devices. So those are actually licenses for Chrome OS that will go on the Chromebooks that were purchased for Higgins, Denman, and the high school.
Okay, I got you. It just wasn't
Yes, sir.
right to me, okay?
And
All right.
how many Chromebooks?
It was right 1,000. It was over 1,100. She had 1,100 Chromebooks total.
For the licenses, what I mean.
That license, same thing. It was 1,100 licenses to go with those used Chromebooks. So the others are still operational.
And so as you're saying, Superintendent Vick, the goal would be to keep it where we are one-to-one.
Yes, ma'am. The goal would be to keep it to where we are maintaining and not getting to the point where we are with our wireless system right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Mr. Vick, on that particular, claim item, we don't even have the company name or anything that should be listed in the claims document.
It's on the page before.
Yeah,
It's like
at the bottom.
Okay, okay, I see it now, thank you.
You will.
Okay, the CDW.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I was pull all my hair out trying to figure it out. Okay, thank you. The other one is, question I have is the B&H, photo video equipment. What exactly is that? It's gonna be a district piece of equipment, or it's gonna be at a particular school, or?
You can tell me
For
about,
$7,500 purchase.
that wasn't mine, so I don't know that one. I can't, that wasn't something I ordered. B&H is a tech equipment provider. They provide everything from printers to everything.
And it's
Yeah,
saying it's
but where is the equipment at?
safe and drug-free school.
It's on page 4.
Page 416, it's not
Claim
indicated.
number is 846767.
That wasn't my order.
So that we can have a handle on what we're spending the
That
dollars.
is, equipment, federal funds for Park Lane.
So it's at part nine.
Yes, sir. Cause you know, with the, Title II funds, we have to, allocate some money to the private school. That's
But
Park Lane.
it will help us when we go into the doctor, we know some of the locations of some of this, especially in that case.
So can we update it with the purpose and say Park Lane equipment? Can we put that in the description so that way when people reading it or going through it, they know what it is?
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, my other question is, the ESB software, but,
It's not my purchase. The ESB software was for the vocational center. I know because I was there last year. It's used with the business program. How much was the cost for it? If you can tell me that, I can make sure I give you the right one.
it's the 895.
It's actually the curriculum. It's a software curriculum pack that goes with the business test they have to take for the national certification. It's the curriculum that goes with it for Ms. Bell's business and fundamentals class.
Okay, that's fine. Just need to know. That's it. I had.
Anybody else have any questions? Next up, we have the report and presentation of the superintendent.
Yes, ma'am. The report and presentation of the superintendent, 9A. First, we have number 1, 16 session report.
Any questions or concerns about the 16th section?
Yeah, I have, one question on that one. What to, we still have, and I keep asking, and I'm told that, we're awaiting for Adam and Reese to respond on the, abandoned location, and I'm trying and get guidance on that. Do we have any, status on when that's gonna be completed?
Yes, Dr. Burke, I did reach out to my partner earlier today, and he did share with us that he had been trying to contact the city attorney regarding that property and would continue to try to reach the city attorney to collaborate on what to do with that property. And I did, I believe Mr. Vick, and both Mr. Vick and Mr. Brown should have been copied on those emails. But that was the latest communication that I received from my partner who's assisting with that matter.
Okay, and my last question on the 16th section, what is the status on, getting a report on our investments?
Because the investment, we had that discussion with the lady.
Yes, sir. I did.
Because she was ready to come to the board and have to do a presentation.
So y'all just wanna see a presentation, I just want the,
Just the report, that's all I'm asking, I'm being told it's in progress,
now they sent me a protocol, but it's like this week, like Monday. So I can get it for these.
You know, I think that board members need to be aware of what our investments are.
They'll say, I just got one, so I can, include that, but they said it this week.
But at the same time, as I want to say, I think she can explain it a lot better, so they have any questions at all.
Yes, sir.
Just put aside just any questions that they might have.
Yes, sir, that'd be good, yes, sir. And then once they get the reports, everybody understand. Yes, sir.
Madam President, number 2, we have teacher attendance report.
Any questions or concerns, but it wasn't attached, Mr. Vick.
No, but we have to get to the end of the month. So,
Okay.
Keith's gonna get that to us, I'm sure, by tomorrow.
All right,
Number 3, teacher student of the month. Number 4, discipline report. Number 5, enrollment breakdown. B, we have the consent agenda. Items 1, 2, and 3.
any questions or concerns?
C, we have number 1, approval of policy review.
Any questions or concerns?
Number 2, approval of policy update.
Any questions or concerns?
Number 3, we have approval of the 26-27 Macomb School District academic calendar.
Any questions or concerns? I have one question, Mr. Vick. With this extended calendar, will we send it out as soon as possible, like with, parents?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That is the purpose. We can go ahead and get it out to all of our parents and community stakeholders. Ms. Dillon.
Okay.
Number 4, approval of agreement with Brewer Tree Services.
Any questions or concerns?
Yes,
Dr. Burke?
and this is for my, understanding. I need clarity, to make sure that I'm not reading it incorrectly. When I look in the contract, it says that the job is not to, the individual job is expected to exceed 5,000. If any individual job is expected to exceed 5,000, that they have to come and get the 2 quotes, written quotes, which is in accordance with state statute. But then, when we get to the compensation, it says that the contract shall be compensated for approval services rendered not to exceed 5,000. But then, when we go back to the procurement compliance, it says in the category, if the total services exceed 75,000, that form of bidding would be required, which is the normal. My question is this, is that do we not need to say that, and this may be a question for the attorneys, that that in the case of each 5,000, or in the case of each assessed request for work to be performed, that we need to get to obtain quotes for, and to follow what I'm asking, is that when we have a vendor who come and say, okay, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna cut these down, and it's gonna be close to 5,000 or whatever, over 5,000. But then if you go over here to another location, plan some of the same issues, should they be able to be required to get additional quotes start the process over again, in other words.
Ms. Hall, you read the question, what's your opinion of that?
So get quotes for each job?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
In regards to what the contract is saying about the exceeding 5,000.
I say get multiple quotes for each, you know,
But see, I think that the contract needs to state that.
Okay.
cause then that way you always get the best price, if
You
you
got
get
one.
quotes for each.
Right, and
Yes,
that's,
sir.
I ran that through my mindset several different times to try to, you know,
Right.
to base it on what's on this paper, but then there's a loophole here. And if there's a way for me to work it to the best of my ability, if I was a crooked vendor,
So, I
you
think,
understand what I'm saying?
yes, sir.
So that might be a question for the attorney to work with you on.
Yes, sir.
We can get together on that and work through it,
Okay,
and before Monday.
all right.
Okay.
But I have one question, because on the cover sheet, the contract is not to exceed 75,000. The cover sheet. And I saw that, so I was just assuming that we got 3 bids for that. The cover sheet says, contract cost not to exceed 75,000.
Now, for, I'm gonna say we must have been set up like that, cause that's the minimum you can do.
Mhm.
I mean, the maximum you can do without getting,
A
RFPs.
bidding.
So they'll say, well, I'm in the room with Mr. Dr. Burke, with the, every time he's
Okay.
okay.
Bids,
All right.
75,000, you got to bid, but the other.
So
one
if you don't
is
exceed
procure-
it.
Procurement compliance, which is 5,000.
Okay.
Number 5, approval of agreement with Austin Electric.
Any questions or concerns?
Yes. I have a question on that one, and that one is that company, particular company said in their contract that they're going to do 2 inspections annually, approximately 6 months apart. When they do those inspections, can you tell me where they're gonna inspect?
Well, yes, sir, they're gonna inspect everything related to the batteries, the power system, to make certain that, the generators are still working and conserve if the power go out. And semi-annually is normally what all, equipment like that recommends to be serviced, Dr. Bird. As Mr. Beard just stated, we didn't even know that the generator wasn't working because they weren't being serviced. They have been serviced every 6 months. We already have known and replaced those batteries and things. So I just think this is an important preventive maintenance service that we need to maintain on our generators.
Okay. And if they're gonna do that, then do they give you a specific, do they give you a calendar when they're gonna do it? Because they can just say, just like my person, I have to call them a lot of times.
Yes, sir.
Do they give you a calendar? Or when they anticipate coming back checking, or do they just come back off trail and say, we checked?
Well, we can definitely, put that in, Dr. Bird, and make sure that we have a schedule.
That are on. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So they need to put a calendar in there as when they're gonna come and inspect, and if they're gonna need upgrade. So it's making sure that we are aware of what needs to be upgraded. Not wait until a catastrophe happens and generators don't work. And then they come back and say, we need to upgrade it.
Yes, sir.
Any more questions?
Number 6, approval of agreement, Hollyfield Flooring.
Any questions or concerns?
Yes. That will be the same concern with the other. He has the same kind of situation. As with the tree, with 5,000, and the only difference is it says 40,000 instead of 75. So, We just need to look at both of them.
Yes, sir. Number 7, approval of agreement to accelerate learning STEM skills.
Any questions or concerns?
Number 8, approval to request permission to seek bids for technology.
Any questions or concerns?
Number 10, we have personnel recommendations.
Any questions or concerns? At that time, we'll have a closed determination on whether or not to go into executive session. If so, we'll go into executive session. Do I have a motion to adjourn or work session?
So moved.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Good evening.